And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the heart of the Inland Empire, right here in sunny Southern California, it's Robert Cardoza Live, where we talk about politics, money, and you. This is the intersection of business and politics. And now here's your host, Robert Cardoza.
And welcome aboard. I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. You know, I was just sitting here thinking today's Columbus Day, but I don't know, do we celebrate Columbus Day anymore, or don't we? I'm not really sure. In any event, I know that it is Columbus Day. I know they're thinking about changing this to make it Important Persons Day or something like that. So we'll see what happens, with the time to come. Anyway, on today's show, we got a great show for you as usual. We're going to be talking about what's in the news, new legislation, the IRS loses, and we'll be continuing our new segment, the tribute to the late, great Paul Harvey, and the rest of the story. And our story today is The Producer. You're going to want to hear it. Don't go away. It's got a great show. And then our special segment today, we're going to be with John Matthews, Joe Hakos, and we're going to be talking about the debate last night. And you know what? We talk about pretty much about conservative politics with them. We do a simulcast. We do that semi-weekly. We do it every Monday and Friday. And when you'll find it interesting. We don't always agree on everything. We don't always disagree either, but we all have our own opinions. And then right after that, we're going to be with our own John Hanson, that little old wine drinker. We'll be talking about food and wine. And then we'll probably be talking about a trip that we're going to be taking to Las Vegas. We're going to be doing the release party for Terra Roja wines and Meadowwood wines. So we'll see Linda Neal there, and we'll report on that. We'll do an interview, and we'll play it on our next show. But right now, I want to talk to you about the weather. It's 3:02 p.m. Pacific time. Currently 90 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. That's on its way down to 60 degrees, so we can't wait for that to happen. But it's been gorgeous. I went for a nice walk today. It was just beautiful out there. But right now, I want to talk to you about the news. These are the 10 things that you need to know for Monday. We've abbreviated them so we can get those 10 in, and you can talk to your friends and neighbors, and they'll know that you know what's going on in the world today. Let's start off with this. This is your daily look at late-breaking news, upcoming events, and the stories that are going to be talked about all day today and probably tomorrow too. And right up at the top, well, Trump meets publicly with Bill Clinton accusers ahead of the debate. The Trump pre-debate event was the clearest sign yet that he planned to use the former president's sexual history to try to distract from the swirling controversy over his own predatory remarks about women. Well, if you saw the debate, you know he did it. And thousands are trapped as Hurricane Matthew hits North Carolina. Rescuers and Coast Guard helicopters plucked some of them from rooftops and used military vehicles to reach others, including a woman who held on to a tree for 3 hours after her car was overrun by flood waters. And how Haitians are coping with hurricane devastation. You know, with the dead numbering in the hundreds, actually it was 900 the last time I checked, survivors put on their Sunday finest and picked their way through downed power lines to sing praise and pray in ruined churches. Just the fact that they were alive. If you've never been to Haiti, and I have been, I can tell you it's probably the poorest country I have ever visited. It's amazing that anything was able to get past this hurricane. Well, father of a suspect in the officer's slaying says son was acting crazy. In the minutes before 3 Palm Springs officers were shot, a neighbor says John Felix's father said his son was armed, acting crazy, and wanted to shoot police. Well, I guess he did, huh? And what a poll found about young African Americans and discrimination. Almost half of young African Americans say they've experienced racial discrimination looking for a job and while on the job, according to a Gen Forward survey. Well, you know what? U.S. troops are increasing in Iraq, the Iraq presence ahead of the Mosul assault. The assault on Iraq's second largest city is bringing American forces into their most significant role in the country in years in terms of numbers and presence on the front lines. And get this one, the Pope names 17 new cardinals and sends the U.S. Church a message. 3 of the cardinals were Americans, in a clear signal to the conservative U.S. church hierarchy that Francis wants moderate pastors at the helm of the U.S. church. And Palestinian militant kills 2 in a drive-by shooting at an Israeli police headquarters. The attack carried out in broad daylight by a member of the Hamas militant group with a long police record was one of the bloodiest during a year-long spat of Palestinian assaults. Well, who will receive the Colombian president's Nobel Peace Prize money? Juan Miguel Santos says he'll donate almost $1 million in prize money to the victims of Colombia's half-century conflict. And Tom Brady passes for 406 yards in return for the Patriots. New England's star quarterback waved and smiled before heading into the locker room and celebrating with his teammates after the victory over the Cleveland Browns. Go figure, right? Absolutely. Well, you know what? Let's talk about some in-depth news. We got plenty of it, that's for sure. Let's start off with giving up on Trump. Well, Ryan is focusing on saving the GOP majority. That's the only thing he can do at this point, I'm thinking. The nation's most powerful Republican told his party today that he's now focusing on making sure that Hillary Clinton doesn't get a blank check as president with a Democratic Congress, suggesting he doesn't believe Donald Trump can win the election. House Speaker Paul Ryan's office quickly said he was not conceding the election's outcome, but pro-Trump GOP House members got that impression, pushing back and saying Trump can still prevail and should not be abandoned. One outspoken conservative called Ryan and other Republican leaders cowards. Yep. Well, you know what? They got to do what they got to do. They will certainly got problems. That is for sure. Well, Matthew's punch still delivers pain in North Carolina. Hurricane Matthew is gone, but the disaster that it unleashed will slowly unfold this week as rivers across eastern North Carolina rise to levels unseen since a similar deluge flooded thousands of homes and businesses during Hurricane Floyd way back in 1999. Emergency planners are now using models that can pinpoint exactly how high the rivers can get and which buildings will be flooded days in advance. But they can't predict whether dams and levees will bust from the stress or more than a root of rain in some places. A foot of rain, typo, in some places. At least one already has. In Lumberton, a levee broke overnight and crews scrambled to rescue 1,500 people. Most of them were in deep water, but there were people on rooftops waiting for boats or helicopters, North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory said. Well, you know what? Mother Nature is a lot tougher than you want to give her credit for. And that is an absolute fact. No question about it. I can tell you that. It's just the way that it goes. You know what? I'm going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Trump aide dismisses as a quip his threat to jail Clinton. Well, I don't know that that's just a quip, but we'll see what happens right after these brief messages. Don't go away. I got a lot of great show for you.
If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. Nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, They're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. And we're talking news. Well, you know what? A Trump aide dismisses as a quip his threat to jail Clinton. Donald Trump's campaign manager is dismissing as a quip Trump's threat to jail Hillary Clinton if he wins the presidency. The Republican presidential nominee made the threat an unprecedented break with U.S. political decorum in the middle of the second presidential debate held just yesterday in St. Louis. It came as Clinton, the Democratic nominee, said, "It is awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country." Trump blasted her right back, "Because you'd be in jail." That drew applause in a town hall style debate that was supposed to be free of audience participation. A few moments earlier, Trump had said that he'd instruct his attorney general to appoint a special prosecutor who would investigate the tens of thousands of emails that Clinton deleted when she was Secretary of State. Wow. You know what? Say what you want. I mean, that all made some pretty good sense to me, if you think about it. You know what? You want to do a little bit of fact checking? Let's do that. Let's talk about the Trump Clinton and their debate claims. Donald Trump mischaracterized the record on Hillary Clinton's defense of her husband and her own treatment of women when he brought up Bill Clinton's sexual history and other episodes in the past. Clinton didn't give a square account of the fallout from her email practices. A look at some of the claims in the second presidential debate. Well, Trump asked whether the predatory behavior with women that he described in a 2005 video amounted to sexual assault. No, I didn't say that at all. The facts? He certainly didn't own up to sexual assault in his boastful remarks in 2005, but he clearly described groping and kissing women without their permission, using his celebrity to impose himself on them. "I don't even wait," he bragged in the video, "and when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything," he went on. "Grab them by the, let's just say female parts, the southern parts, and you can do anything." You know what? I don't even want to deal with this. I'm sick of this thing. I've heard about locker room banter. I've been in a lot of locker rooms in my lifetime. I've never heard anything as crude and as bad as that. But the one kind of a locker room I've never been in is a woman's locker room, and I'm told by my wife that what goes on in a woman's locker room would make Howard Stern blush. Well, I don't doubt that either, So let's get past this kind of stuff. I'm kind of sick of it, to be honest with you. Let's talk about Samsung. Samsung changes Note 7 output schedule after the fire reports. Samsung's crisis with its Galaxy Note 7 smartphone deepened today as the company confirmed that it has adjusted its production following reports that newly released versions offered as replacements for recalled Fire phones devices have also overheated and caught fire. The company, however, did not confirm or deny a report by South Korea's Yonhap news agency earlier today that it has suspended production of the phones. In a statement and in regulatory filing, Samsung Electronics said that it is temporarily adjusting the Galaxy Note 7 production schedule and production volume to ensure quality and safety matters. The company added that it will issue an update when more details are available. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I would hate to be the guy that has that phone in their pocket while they're driving down the road and have that battery catch fire. Boy, I'm just thinking that's the last phone I want in my pocket. As a matter of fact, our own Dr. Wireless, Joel Saltzman, probably feels the same way. How about this? The latest. Court grants a one-day extension for Florida registration. The latest on the U.S. presidential race? You know what? A federal judge has issued a one-day extension on Florida's voter registration deadline and will hear arguments on a longer extension in a Wednesday hearing. The order from District Judge Mark Walker is at least a partial victory for Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. The initial registration deadline had been Tuesday, but Florida Democrats asked the court to extend the deadline. They argue that would-be voters deserve more time after Republican Governor Rick Scott urged 1.5 million Florida residents to evacuate last week as Hurricane Matthew approached the U.S. coastline. Clinton's campaign supported the lawsuit. The judge's order extends the deadline through 5 p.m. Wednesday evening, and he will hear arguments earlier in the day on a longer extension. Excuse me. Got something stuck in my throat. Seems to be the way that always goes, right? Yeah. How about this? Trump is offering a few plans for Syrian mess lying ahead. He always said he wasn't going to say what those plans were. Well, whoever wins the White House, he or she will inherit the war in Syria, one of the most complex and brutal crises in the world. But neither Hillary Clinton nor Donald Trump has articulated a comprehensive or realistic proposal to deal with it. With Syrian President Bashar Assad and his allies, Russia and Iran, dug in and no sign that the fighting is nearing an end, the new U.S. president will confront a problem for which there is no clean or clear solution. The civil war, complicated by the occupation of key areas by the Islamic State and other extremist groups, has further destabilized the Middle East and spread outward along with millions of refugees around the globe. You know what? There's just, I don't see the end coming with that thing. I just don't see it. Well, you know what? Let's just do one more here, and let's leave it on a higher note for showing how contracts work best. Two economists win the Nobel Prize. You know what? Let insiders easily cash in stock options, as Enron did, and you risk seeing executives abandon a failing company. Encourage contractors to sacrifice quality to cut costs, and you might cause problems like those that led the U.S. Justice Department to phase out privately run prisons. Designing contracts is a tricky business. For their groundbreaking work on how to make contracts fairer and more effective, Oliver Hart and Harvard University and Bing Holstrom of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology won the 2016 Nobel Prize for Economics today. They will share the 8 million kroner, that's $930,000 award for the contributions to contract theory. For decades, the two men have studied practical problems involving the countless kinds of contracts that underlie modern commerce. Now, do not go away, because when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to talk about the IRS loses. And the first case up is a telephone hearing can absolutely be recorded. And I'll tell you all about that right after these brief messages.
Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful and visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make the interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay. A great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show.
The story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
And we have arrived at an uptick to what we've been talking about on the news. Everything is so depressing these days. But we're going to talk about the IRS loses. Ought to put a smile on your face and send the hair up on the back of your neck. Let's get right to it. Telephone hearing can be recorded. Now, the IRS lost this case. When Emery Seaman faced a levy for back taxes, he requested a collection due process hearing. It's a CDP hearing, and the IRS scheduled one to be held by phone. He then told the IRS that he intended to record the hearing, but the IRS responded that this wasn't going to be allowed. When Seaman insisted that the IRS said that he had forfeited his right to the hearing, Seaman went to court. Here's the conflict. The tax code specifically allows taxpayers to record the CDP hearings, but the IRS said that it does so only with in-person hearings. Well, this is what the judge said. A phone call can be considered made in person, and there is no logic as to why face-to-face hearings can be recorded, but phone hearings not. So, Seaman gets his hearing, and guess what? He also gets to record it. Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. How about this? Here's a case that the IRS conceded, and you've heard me say it many times. They only concede when they're pretty sure that they can't prevail in court. Here's the thing. Unexpected pregnancy and a breakup gives tax break on the home sale. Here's the deal. An unmarried couple bought a home and moved into it. Now, 7 months later, the woman discovered that she was pregnant. The couple then broke up. They intend to sell the home because it's not big enough for two adults to live in separately with a child, and neither can afford it all by themselves. So here's the IRS ruling. The primary cause of the home sale is what they call an unforeseen circumstance. So each owner qualifies for tax-free gain on the sale. Now, the maximum amount of such a gain equals the length of time that the owner actually owned the home and used it as a primary residence, divided by that 2 years or the 24 months, and then multiplied by 250,000. That's the maximum gain allowed on it, had it been owned for the full 2 years. So that's kind of a fair deal, but I can guarantee you the IRS didn't want to be fair. Here's the deal. The IRS loses again. Sent a notice to the wrong address when they knew the right one. You know what? David Buffano filed a tax return from Wheaton, Illinois. He then moved to Milford, Illinois, and reported his move to the post office. When he didn't file later years' returns, an IRS office sent notices to his Milford address. Now, when he didn't reply, another IRS office sent a final levy notice to the Wheaton address. Now, when Buffano didn't receive it until after the deadline for answering, he argued that it was invalid since it was misaddressed. Well, the IRS said the notice was properly sent to the address on the last filed tax return. But this is what the judge said. Now, that is the proper address only if the IRS doesn't have a later, better one in its files, which it absolutely did. So, the notice, you got it. Invalid. Absolutely. Well, you've heard me talking about being a fly on the wall when the IRS is doing things. Well, that's where we're at right now with this segment we call Inside the IRS, just very much like the Twilight Zone. Okay, now, these are not actual tax court cases, but if you know what the IRS is thinking and what they're doing, it can help you a lot of times. In this particular case, we're asking about filing your tax return while under an audit. You know, it's generally not advisable to file an income tax return while you're in the middle of an audit. The reason is simple. The revenue agent can decide to extend the scope of the audit to include the most recent year filed and raise the issue of additional adjustments. What do? You file an extension and hope that the examination is going to be completed before the extended due date of the return. Now, if you run out of time, make sure that the tax return that you file is absolutely correct and does not contain aggressive deductions. A plain vanilla tax return is unlikely to be examined. If you want to take an aggressive position, you can always consider filing an amended return after the examination's closed. You have 3 years to amend your return, so that makes a whole lot more sense and gets that microscope away from you. How about this? Taxing you on income not paid until after your death. Sounds a little funny, but listen to this. The IRS is able to rely on a provision in the law known as income in respect of a decedent. That's IRD. Now, this permits the IRS to levy income tax separate and apart from estate tax on money that your estate or beneficiary receives after you die. Now, commissions and bonuses that a decedent had earned at the time of his or her death, but that were not paid until after the death, are common examples of this IRD. Such payments would be taxable to the estate or to the legatee of the estate to whom that they are paid. Now, here's a tax break, though. Federal estate tax paid that is attributable to the IRD can be taken as an itemized income tax deduction by the beneficiary. So that's something that you certainly want to know about. And you know what? There's a lot of things there. Always contact a licensed professional. You'll be glad you did. They generally save you more money than they ever cost you. That's always the best thing to do. Now, we're going to take another short break. When we come back, we are going to be with our own John Matthews and Joe Hakos. We're going to be doing our simulcast that we do twice a week, every Monday and every Friday. So don't go away. We'll be right back with John Matthews and Joe Hakos, and we're going to be talking about conservative politics.
If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this. The Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. You know, nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, you know Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from the basement of his strategic planning room located at his political hideaway in Los Angeles County, the dedicated man who stands and serves the political conscience of our nation, Mr. John Matthews.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. You know, it's 3:33 p.m. Pacific time, and it's currently 91 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. It's on its way down to 59 degrees, but if you're listening to us on our globally syndicated network and you're in New York City, well, it's 59 degrees and it's clear. And if you're in Chicago, Illinois, it's 72 degrees and it is mostly cloudy. But you know what? We're waiting for John Matthews and Joe Hakos. They'll be calling in about 50 seconds or a minute, something like that, and we'll be doing our simulcast. We're going to be talking about the debate that took place last night. We'll see where that heads. See if there's any surprises between the three of us that are going on. While we're waiting for them, I want to remind you that you can get our app. It's absolutely free. Go to your app store and just search Robert Cardoza Live and just download it. It's absolutely free. You'll be able to listen to us either live if we're broadcasting like we are right now, or you can listen to us at your leisure anytime you want. All of our shows are right there on that app. We'd appreciate you doing it. We'd appreciate you telling your friends about it as well, and everybody that you know. We think that we've got a good show. We hope that you enjoy it, and we would like for you to have your friends enjoy it too. They'll be glad you told them. I'll be glad you told him. You'll be glad you told him too. So anyway, Joe and John will be calling in here. It should be any second now. So they're trying to get past their commercial break. We just got past our commercial break, and they'll be calling in just momentarily. It's hard to coordinate those things sometimes when you're going through those things, and then you know what? Don't forget that right after John and Joe, we'll be talking to our own little old wine drinker, John Hansen. We'll be talking about food and wine, and probably be talking about our Vegas trip for the release of the new Tierra Roja wines, and that'll be an interesting thing for us to get to. So we'll see what happens with that. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here. Our boys are calling in a little bit late. I don't know why they're not calling. So let's see if maybe I can call them. Maybe that would be the way to get this thing to crank. They've been having some problems, and so let's just see if maybe I can unsettle their problem here for a second. Let me just give it a try. There we go. Not decline. That's not what we want. Come on, let's try this again. He was calling and then gave me up here. Let's try it again. Come on, John, give me a buzz. Come on, John. He called and I accidentally hit a button and I think I disconnected him. Not what I wanted to do, that's for sure. So let's see if we can't get him back. Let's try it this way. Come on, buddy. Let's try it. And nope, we lost him. Don't know what's going. I don't know what's happening here. We seem to have this problem with them, and I don't understand why. I think what I'm going to wind up doing is asking John to try me again. Let's try this again. Let's try that. Oh, he just sent me a message saying try to call him. All right, I will. Bingo. And let's see, recent. I don't have a recent. Let's try this. Let's go this way, and I'm going to try him. Okay. There we go. And let's see if that'll work. And it's ringing. But he's not picking it up here. Come on, John. Let's go, buddy. Well, I've got a feeling this is just not going to work for some reason. It's calling and calling and calling, and nobody's picking up on this thing. No, not working. So I think what I got to do is, let's see here. Please try me. Okay. Can't get through to you. Let's see if that works. He's saying he's got issues. I don't know what the issues are. And basically what I might have to do is just forget it and see what happens here. We can always just talk about oddities in the news. I might wind up doing that. Let me while we're waiting to see if John can get back to me. I think what I'm going to do is to pick up and see if I can get some things that we can kind of keep you busy with, at least. That ought to be fun. And besides, oddities in the news, that could be a lot of fun if you think about it. Let me see if I can find something here that'll kind of tickle us a little bit. Looks to me like we're not going to be able to get John, but I can tell you this. Let's get right. So let's just do the oddities. I think that'll be a lot of fun. You know what? Here's one for you. There's a winner named at a giant pumpkin annual weigh-off in California. And I'm going to only give you good news. And so that's what we're going to do. In this case, you know what? I just got another message from John, and John for some reason can't get through. He's having a problem. And so okay. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Now that gets rid of that. We're done on that. Can't get John, but I do know that we'll be getting John Hansen in here anyway. So let's talk about this winner that was named the Giant Pumpkin Annual Weigh-Off in California. And this is what they call an oddity in the news. It came from Half Moon Bay in California. It says an annual pumpkin weighing contest in Northern California has a new winner. A third grade teacher in Washington State who raised a giant pumpkin weighing 1,910 pounds. Now, Cindy Tobeck, who's 42 years old, who lives outside Olympia, Washington, said her pumpkin grew steadily since she planted it in April, spending much of the time in the greenhouse with heated soil. She said that the secret to growing giant pumpkins is using the right seed. Now, she says, I'm just over the moon elated right now. She said it was just a real steady grower. It wasn't an explosive grower. It kept growing well into the summer when a lot of pumpkins slow down. Hers came from a 2,230-pound pumpkin that won a different contest last year. We're talking about the seeds from it. Now, Tobeck beat out more than 24 other pumpkins from Oregon, Washington, and California, said Timothy Beeman, a spokesman from the Safeway World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off in Half Moon Bay. The runner-up weighed 1,223 pounds. Tobeck was shy of the contest record by about 150 pounds. A $6 a pound. At $6 a pound, Tobeck will receive nearly $11,500 in prize money. Now, that's not bad, right? Last year, Oregon farmer Steve Delatus won the 42nd Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Weigh-Off when his pumpkin came in at 1,969 pounds. Can you imagine? That would be one heck of a pumpkin pie. That's all I got to say. That's unbelievable if you think about it. But here's one. It's still talking about the pumpkins, okay? Dad squashes the son's giant pumpkin record with 2,261 pounder. A Rhode Island man has squashed a record set by his son by taking first prize in a pumpkin contest with a 2,261.5 pound gourd. Can you believe it? Richard Wallace's pumpkin beat the North American giant pumpkin record set by his son Ron at the same event last year. Ron Wallace's pumpkin topped the scales at 2,230 pounds at the, Fryricks Farm Pumpkin Weigh-Off in Warren in 2015. Wow. This oddities in the news is nothing but pumpkins going on around here. That's unbelievable. Here's one for you, though. City picks a fake Christmas tree to avoid Charlie Brown stir. Well, you know what? A Pennsylvania mayor has reluctantly signed off on a plan to erect a 35-foot tall artificial tree to avoid a Charlie Brown Christmas tree controversy like one that erupted 2 years ago. The Reading Eagle, the newspaper, reports Mayor Wally Scott is a fan of natural trees, but wanted to avoid the stir caused when city workers erected a scraggly real tree 2 years ago. The tree was first ridiculed, then embraced by residents when it was likened to the scrawny tree featured in Charlie Brown Christmas. The artificial tree will boast 1,250 ornaments, more than 1,900 lights, and a 5-foot star. The First Energy Foundation is donating $17,000. The Downtown Improvement District is paying the rest, nearly $4,400. The tree should last about 15 to 20 years. Boy, I sure hope so. That's $21,000. That's $1,000 a year. That's probably less money than what they were paying for the real trees, I guess. I'm hoping anyway, right? Yeah. Let's try this one on for size. High stake game, 78-point win means big restaurant discounts. A Michigan steakhouse got more sizzle than it bargained for out of a college football promotion. Ruth Chris Steakhouse in Ann Arbor announced on its Facebook page today or Friday that for the remainder of the season, customers would receive a percentage off their total food bill equal to the final winning point differential in the latest University of Michigan football game. Then came Michigan's 78-0 drubbing of Rutgers on Saturday, its largest margin of victory since an 85-0 win in 1939 over the University of Chicago. But the Facebook posting capped the discount at 50% and said the offer does not include alcohol. The restaurant posted on its website Sunday that it was fully committed with reservations through Thursday when the offer expires. Well, talking about expiring, we're going to expire and we're going to take one break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about a record 1,201 couples renew their wedding vows in Kalamazoo. And I'll tell you all about that right after these brief messages. Do not go away.
Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful in visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make The Interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios, Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay. A great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4600. 4900, or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. And we're talking about oddities in the news. You know, when we left here, I tell you, there's a record 1,201 couples renew their wedding vows in Kalamazoo. You know, a record 1,201 couples have renewed their wedding vows at a ceremony on the campus of Western Michigan University. The Kalamazoo Gazette reports that a Guinness World Record official on site certified the record event Saturday. It broke the previous mark of 1,087 couples renewing their vows at a Miami University in Ohio in 2009. Couples dressed in Western Michigan gear and even donned veils, white dresses and tuxes to celebrate their marriages. Western Michigan University President John Dunn and his wife Linda were among the couples who renewed their vows. The group included couples from the United States, Canada, and Japan, and a couple from the Western Michigan University class of 1943, university officials said. The ceremony was officiated by Kalamazoo Mayor Bobby Hopewell. You know what? I'll bet that was a fun thing to go to. Don't you think? Sure, I think so. How about this? Hawk eyesore? Neighbors sue to block a home modeled on a stadium. Well, wait till you hear this. You know, a fitting tribute to Iowa football or Hawk eyesore. We'll see which one it is. That's what a judge must decide. Angry neighbors have filed a lawsuit against the Iowa City Board of Adjustment for allowing a couple to proceed with their plan to build a 7,500 square foot home that will resemble the University of Iowa's Kinnick Stadium. Cedar Rapids television station KCRG reports that the lawsuit filed Wednesday by the neighbors of Manville Heights Association requests an injunction to block construction of the home and for the repeal of the city's building permit allowing it. The house Reed and Sandy Carlson planned to build would look like the Hawkeyes' 87-year-old stadium, complete with brick siding and a replica of the press box. The association has expressed concern about the home size, the potential for big parties as well as drainage, fire safety, and traffic issues, but the board said the home met all of the city's guidelines. It'll be, you know what, if I find out anything more on that, I'll tell you, but right now, can you imagine wanting to live in a home that's modeled after a stadium? I'm not there. How about this? A Maine couple wins beer and cash in a wife carrying competition. See, I told you this news was going to be good, right? Here's the thing. Carrying your wife over the threshold means good luck in your new marriage. Carrying your wife over the threshold of an obstacle course featuring log hurdles, sand traps, and water hazards means beer and cash prizes. A husband and wife from Maine are this year's winners of the North American Wife Carrying Championship held last Saturday in Newry, Maine, and will compete in the World Championship in Finland next year. Can you imagine? Elliot and Gianna Story of Westbrook will bring home 11 cases of Goose Island Oktoberfest beer and $665. They bested 43 other couples to win the 17th annual competition. Stories completed the 278-yard course in 59.18 seconds. Their prize? The prizes were the weight of the Gianna in beer and 5 times her weight in cash. Now, the legend behind the event is based on Finland's Ronkainen, the robber, whose 19th century gang was known to pillage villages and take the women. Other accounts suggest Ronkainen required gang members to prove with toughness by competing a course with a heavysack or a woman. The modern version features teams racing through the regulation length obstacle course dry and wet hazards. These days, men usually carry a woman. They don't have to be married, and the couple can choose who carries whom in a variety of styles, including piggyback, the over-the-shoulder fireman's carry, and the Estonian carry, which features the woman upside down and dangling behind her partner. Can you believe it? You know, I've got a picture of this. This is unbelievable. This is crazy stuff. I mean, nuts. Let's see. How about this? A Texas man survives a tumble into a trash compactor. Yep. You know what? Fire officials in Texas say a man who apparently was sleeping in a dumpster survived when he and the trash in the bin were dumped into a trash truck, compacted, and then hauled to a transfer station. Workers at the transfer station in Wichita Falls saw the man tumble Friday from the truck onto a large garbage pit. Emergency responders had to lower a basket into the pit to retrieve the unidentified man, who appeared to be conscious when rescued and was taken to a hospital for evaluations. Officials say that the man is in his 60s. Had workers not seen him fall into the pit, he could have been placed in another compactor before being loaded onto a truck and hauled to a landfill. Wow. Can you imagine that? That wouldn't be so good, right? No, I don't think so. Let me give you one more here. T.E. Jared Cook says he found chicken head in an order of wings. Well, Packers tight end Jared Cook got an unappetizing surprise in his order of chicken wings last week, a fried chicken head. Cook said that he found the head Tuesday as he was at home eating a carry-out order from Buffalo Wild Wings. He said Friday that he was eating his first wing when he saw the head and immediately spit my food out. He returned his order to the restaurant for a refund. The story got attention Friday after he posted a picture of the head on Twitter. The restaurant chain said in a statement, Buffalo Wild Wings takes food preparation, service, and quality extremely seriously, and we are looking into this situation. We've reached out to Jared Cook and our suppliers for more information. Cook said that when he returned the food, the workers apologized and said that his discovery meant his food was fresh. That doesn't make it any better, Cook said. He said he will probably not return to Buffalo Wild Wings, but he was not sure that he will be able to give up wings overall. Seeing how it's one of my favorite foods, I don't see how I can give that up. He said, my wife is a vegetarian and she's strongly encouraging that I become one now. I think it's good advice. Eventually, I'll become one, but not right now. The picture on Twitter shows the chicken head with a fork in it. Cook said that after he found it, he called his wife on FaceTime and pretended that the chicken head was talking to her, and she was pretty grossed out. I was just talking in a high squeaky voice. Why did they do this to me? He said. Cook did not practice on Friday and was listed as out for Sunday night's home game against the New York Giants. Go figure. Of all the things that could happen, right? That would be the one, I guess. Anyway, that's oddities in the news. And I think what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be with our own John Hanson, that little old wine drinker, and we'll see what he's got to say about food and wine and in our upcoming trip this coming weekend to Las Vegas for the release of the Terra Roja wines and Mellowwood wines. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. Nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, you know Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchase high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you.
When they ask who's a fool in the corner crying, I say, a little old wine drinker me.
And now, from the middle of a vineyard somewhere, a man who's never met a grape he couldn't cuddle up to, our resident advanced sommelier, John Hansen.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. And at 4:01 p.m. Pacific time, it's currently 90 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. That's down from 91 on its way to 60. But if you're listening to us on our globally syndicated network and you're in Paris, France, well, it's 46 degrees and it is clear. And if you're in Rome, Italy, it's 54 degrees and it's clear. The bad news is it's also 1 o'clock in the morning, so you better be having a good time in any event. But right now, you talk about a good time. We're about to have one of the best times of the week with our own little old wine drinker, John Hansen. Hey, John, you sitting out there, buddy?
Oh, yeah, Bob. Hey, I can't wait for this weekend, my friend. We're going to you talk about good times.
Yes, wow. Yes, sir. You know what? It's the release party for Terra Roja and Mellowwood Wines, and it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's fun because I love what Linda does. She kind of alternates. She's in Vegas, and every time in Vegas, she has it at the Las Vegas Country Club. Mm-hmm. But also, she does it at her house. So she kind of alternates back and forth. So it's not the same thing all the time. It actually, brightens up the affair. Because one year you're in Vegas, and next year in Napa. I don't think she's going to have that at her house anymore. I think it's going to be an alternative site in Napa Valley now. Where it be catered at another site. But she's still going to be alternating, I believe. But this year, again, it is in Vegas. It's at the Las Vegas Country Club. But we're going Saturday, my friend. We're going up Saturday, and I'm almost as excited at what we're going to do on Saturday. We're going over our good friend's house, Bobby.
Yes.
Now, we had Bobby on the show several times, and he actually makes his own wine in a garage in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, you know what we ought to do. We're gonna be interviewing Linda Neal, the owner of Terra Roja, when we're out there in the Mellowwood Wines. Also, we ought to do an interview with Bobby too.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby's just a great guy. He's really into wine. Him and his doctor friend actually started doing this little venture in Las Vegas, and Bob Bob and I have been going up to the wine country since the late 80s, early 90s. So he's really knowledgeable about wine. He's good friends with Bob Foley and Bruce Scotland, and that's where he sources his wines from. And he makes a Cabernet. He makes a Cabernet Reserve. And last year, actually for 2 years now, he's made a Rosé. Now, it's probably the darkest rosé I've ever seen. It's not really much lighter than his Cab. But
are you sure he's not? Are you sure he's not lying about that being a rosé?
Well, I remember the first time he asked me to try his rosé, he gave me a bottle and he poured it in the glass, and I said, "Okay, where's your rosé?" He goes, "That's it." I go, "Bob, it looks like a red to me." It looks kind of like a Pinot Noir, really, but it is Cabernet, and that's his rosé. It's actually delicious. It is totally different from anything else. So we're going to try his what's been bottled. Of his rosé, his Cabernet Reserve Cab, and also we'll taste what's in his barrels. He just picked, of course, not that long ago. So it's a little green yet, but at least we can try and see what the 16 vintage is going to be like.
Well, you know what? I'd be shocked if he didn't take us back there to do that anyway. He loves to show off his wines, and he's got every reason to want to.
Oh, he does, and he had this beautiful big garage that he totally turned into a little winery. Plus, he has all his wines out there. It's all temperature controlled out there, and he has, my gosh, what an incredible wine selection as well. So we're going to be drinking some great wines. I'm sure, I talked to him this morning. He didn't disclose everything, but I said, "Hey, what are we doing Saturday night?" He kind of enclosed a little bit. We'll probably do like what we did last year, a little shrimp cocktail hors d'oeuvres at first when we get there, and just enjoy some wine. I'm sure we'll enjoy his wine. We'll do the barrel tastings and have a lot of fun. But he says he's going to do a little salad to start off the dinner. And I did squeeze out of him what he's going to make. He's going to make his halibut with a crab supreme on top. He didn't disclose the dessert. We're going to do the dessert later. I'm sure we'll do some dessert wines after that and just have fun at his house.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. That sounds fantastic.
Almost as excited as what we're going to do on Saturday. But of course,
you mean Sunday. You mean Sunday.
I mean Sunday, yeah. Sunday, excuse me, yes. But of course, Linda always does her brunch at Bouchon as well. So, we're going to do the brunch at Bouchon, which is always a lot of fun, and it's just her regular people that basically goes almost every year. So we get, it's kind of almost like a little reunion we do every year at Bouchon's in Napa Valley or in Vegas. So that's always a lot of fun. And then, of course, the dinner. The dinner for us, industry, we get there early. Yeah. And I tell you, for $70, I don't know how she does this for $75 because we get there at 4:30. Yeah. And from 4:30 to 6, we're just drinking glass after glass of the 2013 Roja.
Hey, you know what? Hey, John, I have to apologize to you, but sometimes we just have to take one for the Gipper.
It's a tough job, Bob, but somebody has to do it. And somehow I volunteer every year to do this job. So what can you do?
Oh yeah. So you're gonna talk about the menu and the pairings?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the remaining pairings. After we do the tasting, everybody gets to try her new vintage of 2013, which 13, one of the banner years in the last 20 years. 12 was outstanding, but 13 I think is even better. The first course, once we stop drinking and actually sit down, the first course we have the rabbit with the wild mushroom fricasseed. And then they're going to have a little sage dumplings with that. And they're pairing the 2011 Terra Roja, which I had a bottle about 3 weeks ago or so. And that was drinking outstanding. That was, and I think I only had like 1 or 2 bottles of the 11 left too. So wanted to try it, and now we're going to get to try it again. And that is just outstanding. The second course is a pan-roasted quail breast. You also have the crispy legs of the quail with a little salsify puree and a little blackcurrant reduction. And we're going to do the other one, the 2013 Mellowwood Syrah. Now that's up in the Sierra foothills in a little AVA called Fairplay, just by El Dorado and so forth. Shenandoah's up there too, known for their Zins and Syrahs and so forth. And the Fairplay actually has only been in AVA for, 12 years now or so. And it's really upcoming. There's a lot of good stuff coming out there. So I can't wait. And as I said, in the last show, we talked about wine pairing and so forth. Syrah with, roasted grilled stuff, braised stuff just goes great with it. So that's going to be a fun course. The third course is her herb marinated beef tenderloin. That's with the smoked marrow borrelays and little seasonal vegetables with that. And we're doing the 2012 Terra Roja, which is really starting to come along. I think it needs maybe another year or so when the bottle is going to really show amazing. But I tell you, I think it just gets better and better every time I taste it. And for desserts, for the final course, we have a spiced chocolate tart with roasted fruit soup. And we're doing the 07 Terra Roja Cabernet.
Wow.
So that'd be interesting to try. I've been having those. I think I drank my last 07 with you at the White House, a year or so ago.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun to try. 7, a great year. But also, there's also, she has a contest every year for a 3-liter of the Terra Roja and also a 6-pack of the Terra Roja. So you got a chance to win a 3-liter and a 6-pack and all that. As I said, Terra Roja is $150 a bottle. We're going to drink at least, a bottle and a half of the 13, probably you and I. Each, yeah, exactly. Plus have, a glass or so of the 11, the 12, and the 07. And I don't know how she does it with a lovely 4-course dinner for only $75. I mean, it's going to be a fun evening.
Oh yeah, well first of all, I don't know how she does it that way either, because that's got to be a dead net cost to her just for the chef and the cooking. And she's in the wine. I'll bet you is a lost leader. She's produced. There's no way you could give those wines with that menu for that price. There's just no way.
Yeah. Exactly. I think it's a write-off for her for business since it is the release party. And I think the $75 is just for the dinner. She is just donating the wines to this to get for, as I said, I remember 2010 when it was at Napa Valley, that release party where she only made 50 cases. Thank God on the 2013 she made 200 in some cases.
Yeah.
But she only made 50 cases in 2010 and she sold all of it at the release party right there in Napa Valley. So, I'm sure she's going to sell a ton of it there at the release party this year as well. But there's no way she's making a dime on this. It's all for charity, I guess, Bob. You and I.
Yep. You know what? My favorite charity. You got it.
Yes.
You know what? And it's a fun group of people that attend this release party. Even though she advertises it, the truth is that there is a limited space available here, and I'm pretty sure it's all sold out now.
I would assume I'm sure it is sold out. And the country club, when I was talking to Linda, because she's a big Giant fan. Of course, I'm a big Met fan.
Mm-hmm.
Mets and Giants played, so we had a little chat earlier, and I guess she was saying that the club members also are going, and the country club want to give the club members the first choice. So what was left, and of course her regulars get the second choice. Us, we get in there, and if there's any seat left, that's it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it is sold out by now.
Yeah.
But maybe there is a cancellation. If you really want to go to this dinner, give her a call at the winery and see if she can make some magic for you and get you in there, because it's going to be an incredible night. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. You know what? And just in case there is, we ought to just go ahead and tell people that they can contact her for a reservation. But I really don't think it's going to be available. But you can contact her online at linda@terraroja.com or ssampson at lasvegascountryclub.com, or you can buy these tickets online at www.mellowwoodvineyard.com/event/Terra Roja dash release dash Las Vegas Country Club. Anyway, good luck. I don't think there's going to be anything available at this late date, but we've given you the information. That's the best we can do, right, John?
Yeah, exactly. And as I said, there could always be a late cancellation, and maybe she can work some magic to get you in there. So you do want to go try.
Well, you know what I'm looking forward to, don't you?
What's that?
I'm looking forward to, because last time Linda and you and me and Raina and my wife Marlene and I don't know 3 or 4 other couples did the town after the dinner.
Oh yeah, we always do that. We always do. And it's funny because there's always regulars going, and it's a great time because a lot of her clientele comes from Virginia, and and Chicago and Virginia. And it's funny because we only see them like once a year. So it's a nice little get together. It's like a little reunion. We do it every year. They're there every year. So it's a lot of fun. You see as I said, you only see them once a year. So it's kind of like, Christmas over the holidays.
Yeah.
Or something like that, where you see some family members only once a year for the holidays themselves. So it is a lot of fun, and I can't wait because we do have a little a little fun afterwards. We go up to paint the town and have a good time after the town.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just a great time with great friends. I know it's all business for Linda, but she's doing business with friends. It's a wonderful event.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So listen, that's gonna be just a phenomenal weekend. I mentioned it earlier during the show, and I was pretty sure that you and I were going to be talking about it. And so the first thing out of your mouth was the fact that we were going to be going to Vegas. So that's a good thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That's a good thing. So we got 2 choices. We got it a minute and a half. Let's take it back 2.5 minutes before we have to take a break. You want to tell everybody what we're going to talk about after the break?
Yeah. Well, we're talking about, as I said, holidays are coming up. So we're talking about some things going on for the holidays on our favorite restaurants. Plus we have, of course, we're going to talk about wines. There's some great wine deals out there we'll talk about. And, I don't know if we opened Pandora's box, Bob, but as I said, I always like to talk about what I hear out there, what people email me or give me a call up, and of course, wine pairing. So we'll go over some more wine pairings, talk about little holidays, holiday pairings, and go on with that.
That's a great idea. You know what? It's the timing is perfect. People are going to be, for Halloween, they're going to be having pumpkin pies and apple pies and stuff like that. Then they got Thanksgiving back and right behind that, where there's going to be a variety of things going on. And then they've got Christmas right behind that. And then New Year's right behind that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what?
Absolutely.
That's the perfect thing to talk about. You know what I really loved that you talked about last week was the fact that if you're sitting down to a nice dinner and you're just questioning what kind of wine you want to get, if you pick a wine from the region of the food that you're going to be eating, you're going to nail it.
Exactly. We'll talk about pairing and so forth. But if you do get in a situation where you have no idea what to pair with this dish, the best idea I can come up with is go with the wine from that region. If you have an Italian dish, go with an Italian wine. You're doing like a Greek dish, go with like a Greek wine. But if
you feel really inadequate, you feel strange, you're a little worried, there's nothing wrong with looking over your shoulder and asking the sommelier to make a recommendation.
There you go. That's what we're there for.
That's exactly right. Boy, you can't go wrong with that. Anyway, we're going to be right back after these brief messages with our own little old wine drinker, John Hanson. We're talking food and wine. What better thing could you talk about? We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful and visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make The Interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios, Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay. A great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're at 4:22 p.m. Pacific time. God, it's still 90 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. It's on its way down to 59 degrees. But if you're listening to us on our globally syndicated network and you're in London, England, well, it's 48 degrees with scattered clouds. And if you're in Vienna, Austria, it's 45 degrees and you got some light rain. But if you're listening to us anywhere, you are lucky because we're talking to our little old wine drinker, John Hanson. Hey, John, let's talk wine, buddy.
Absolutely. That's, it's funny because we have a nice little small group of restaurants that we like to go.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the White House, Bistro Blue, Fleming's, and we used to actually go up to your neck of the woods. We used to always go to Fleming's, and they're starting to come out with like their holiday dishes, and they have things going on. So I like to mention what's going on around the area in these restaurants. And Fleming's has been really doing a lot of special items and so forth. They have their what they call Prime Monday. We have a 3-course dinner. You get a starter, an entree, and desserts for $49.95. And they're also really promoting wine pairings. They have nice little tastings if you want to do tastings, flights, and also a pairing with your dinner that evening as well. They also do a 3-course surf fillet and lobster for $64.95. Nice one. Everybody loves steak and lobster. I know it's one of Raina's favorite little dishes. So for $64.95, nice deal. That's a 3-course dinner for that $64.95. Now for Thanksgiving, they also came out with their Thanksgiving menu, 4-course dinner. Now get this, Bob. 4-course Thanksgiving dinner, of course, with the turkey and everything, for $39.95.
Wow!
What a great deal! And you know, my favorite wine is with Thanksgiving. I love the Southern Rhone. A nice Chateauneuf top.
Yeah.
Your favorite wine.
Yeah.
Even just a Côte de Rhone, Baccarat, any of those Southern Rhone Grenache-based wines, I think is the perfect pair. Of course, you can do Pinot Noir, also very popular. A Master Sommelier, one of the, it's actually her favorite pair is actually Gewürztraminer with Thanksgiving dinner. So,
really?
I mean, you do a lot of things. Yeah. Especially have a little dry fruit in the stuffing. Mm-hmm. It actually plays very nice with it. But of course, Ways and Means is another one. And of course, you know what Monday is, Bob, don't you? A $9.99 lobster dinner.
Oh yeah,
for Monday. They've been having fun.
And it's not a midget lobster. It's a good sized lobster.
Oh yeah, no, it's a decent sized lobster. It said when we had the chef on the show, he said it actually cost him $11. So
you know what? He obviously didn't go to the same business school that I went to.
No, and then you got to factor in. Okay, I got to pay the staff to cook it. You know, utilities, the stove, the lighting, everything else. The wait staff to serve it. So yeah, it is a loss leader just to get you in there. They have a special, I guess we can call them loss leaders every night of the week. So go down there or go online to Ways and Means on their website, and you can see what's going on every evening. They have a lot of fun evening. They've been having fun with the debates. They've been doing specials with the debates up here, and I tell you, you need to have a drink after listening to the debates.
You know what? Can we talk? I was just thinking about it. You know, they were talking about this locker room banter that Trump was doing, right? And they're making a big deal. I've been in a lot of locker rooms in my day, but I haven't heard anything quite like that. But you know what? As I was saying this, there was this dream that I've always had. I've always really wanted to be a fly on the wall in a women's locker room. Now, my wife Marlene tells me that what you would hear in a woman's locker room as far as locker room banter would make Howard Stern blush.
Really?
Yeah. So you know, they're making a lot to do about nothing here. You know, although you expect more from somebody that you're hoping is going to be the leader of the United States.
You know, one's crazy and the other one should be in jail. So there's got to be another choice out there.
Well, the problem is we got two choices. Neither one of them is good.
Yeah, exactly. What's the worst of the two evils? Is the basics you gotta go down for.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Anyway, I didn't mean I didn't want to take you off track. But when you were
not at all. We'll continue with the restaurants. The White House, of course. They have a big gala thing, and I tell you, for the holidays, plug for Napa Rose as well. If you want your Christmas parties, we have a little special private dining room there that fits up to 30 people for your holiday parties. The White House has, I think, 12 rooms actually. It fits from 12 people up to 200 people. They can go outside and cater any size holiday party. But on November 20th, everybody put it down, November 20th, that's when they have the Christmas tree lighting. They do that every year. It's kind of like I don't know if you remember at the Mission Inn out in Riverside.
Oh, yeah.
They do the lighting. Everybody goes out there to see it. Spectacular. Not as spectacular as the Mission Inn, because Dwayne Roberts, the owner of the Michigan, used to spend, I think it was about $250,000 every year just for the lighting at the Michigan. And if anybody in the area, they've never been out there for Christmas, you have to. It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It's a beautiful location, but so is the Anaheim White House. You know what? When you drive up to the Anaheim White House at night, it is a beautiful venue. And when you go inside, it's like being in Tuscany. It's just all these frescoes on the walls and the ceilings, and it's just absolutely magnificent.
Oh, yeah, and I said the food aspect, where can you still get Grand Marnier soufflés and chocolate soufflés and open bar lunch there? I mean, it's kind of a lost thing. We love going there because it's like a business lunch where you can have a nice cocktail, have incredible dinner, and still get like soufflés and stuff. I mean, nobody does that anymore. So it's a fun place to go for lunch or dinner. So November 20th.
You know what? I have a good friend that needs to teach them how to make a Cafe Diablo.
Yeah, maybe someday. We'll see.
Yeah, or
Bruno will let me. We'll see.
Or special coffee.
There we go. Well, we're going to have to make the next time we do a little something at your house, or maybe you and Marlene come down to our house, and we'll definitely do a little Cafe Diablo again, because that's always fun.
Yeah, that's
so. Bob, I got some 2 great deals out there on wines. Wine Access is a great little site to look, and sometimes they have these unbelievable deals. And the 2013 Bernardus Pinot Noir. It's a Sierra Moore, which is in St. Lucie Highlands. Now, St. Lucie Highlands is where all those big, the Roars, the Costa Browns, the Sea Smokes, these huge Pinots come from that everybody loves. And Ben Pond at Bernardus, they just do incredible wines up there. But this particular Pinot is spectacular. And right now, you can get it basically for $29.99, and that's basically half price what it was going for. It's $60 bottle of wine, now knocked down to $29.99. So scored 93 points. Unbelievable. If you like those big Pinots like the Costa Browns, the Roars, the Sidoris, and so forth, it's actually all those wineries that I did name actually pull off this vineyard too in St. Lucie Highlands. So you can go out and get those, and as I said, you'll be paying $100 a bottle, $90 a bottle, $65 a bottle for under $30 a bottle. Unbelievable price. Also, Britt Nichols. Now, Brett Nichols used to be the winemaker at Jordan. He worked under Nicholas Marlette at Peter Michael for a short period of time. Also, Philippe Melka. We talk about Thomas River Brown and Philippe Melka. They're the 2 names up there. Just like 20, 30 years ago when it was Heidi Barrett and Helen Turley were the 2 big names. Anything that Helen Turley and touched, everybody had to buy. Well, now it's the same thing with Philippe Melka and Thomas River Brown. That's a new generation of the top winemakers, and Brett Nichols has worked under Philippe Melka. It's one of his prodigies. So incredible wine. It's called, of course, the Nichols Cab 2014 Napa Valley wine. $32. Once again, half price. $65 bottle of wine at Wine Access now is $32. So if you're looking for 2 great bottles of wine, just deals at a special bargain. Unbelievable price. But hey, let's do some wine pairings. We talked about Thanksgiving. I love Grenache-based wine. Your favorite chef there at the pub, Lynn likes to be there. That's what 9 times out of 10 I have. Although a couple of years ago, I opened up a really nice Pinot, and that was delicious as well. Oh, yeah. But Pinot Noir, I love the grape. Goes great with earthy foods too. Not really great with acidic foods, but earthy foods goes great. Chardonnays, you want Chardonnays, and the main thing in wine, you have to have acid in the wine, and there's those Chardonnays out there that is basically over winemaking. It's just flabby. It goes through 100% malolactic, double new barrel oaks. I can't believe some wineries, they put it on new oak for like 20 months and then put it back in a new oak barrel again. It's like you're chewing on toothpicks. It's just over manipulated wine, flattery, no acid wines. But there are some great Chardonnays out there, and it goes great with fattier fishes, rich sauces with fish. Chardonnay, just amazing. Champagne, we talked about New Year's. Champagne goes with anything, especially nice with salty foods and so forth. Caviar, champagne with caviar. You can't go wrong with that, my friend. Yeah. You can't go wrong with that.
You know what? We used to go up to Napa, and we go over to and they don't have it. I don't think they have it anymore. We used to go to the Cafe Champagne at Domaine Chandon, and we'd have brunch there, and they always had caviar and some wonderful things. And of course they make a fairly decent champagne. Well, I should say sparkling wine. They make a pretty decent sparkling wine. You'd sit there and have a magnificent meal in that Cafe Champagne. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah. And you can do a whole wine dinner just with champagne. And I mean, champagne, probably the most versatile wine there is. It goes with so many different things. And you can do a rosé, you can do a brut, you can do a sec, a demi-sec. You can go on and on. You can do a nice little Moscato d'Asti, a little Porchetta d'Asti. Just incredible pairings with all these sparkling wines. And I say you can go to France of Color, Franco's hometown, and his favorite sparkling wine, Prosecco. Look how much fun we've had with Prosecco.
Oh, man, yeah.
And it goes. They just go with so many different pairings. Because bright acid, you got the bubbles, you got everything. It's incredible. Chris, what we're going to do this weekend? Cabernet, juicy red meat, steaks, chops, lambs. Just incredible. But also chocolate. And some cheese. Cabernets go with some nice blue ports with blue cheese. Great little pairing as well. Sauvignon Blancs. I know Marlene loves Sauvignon Blancs. Yeah. Goes with like tart dressings and sauces and tangy food. Grapefruit. Classic pair of Sauvignon Blanc is with goat cheese as well. We can go on and on, but I know we're getting close to running out of time, and I wanted to do something a little special for the wine picker week. How much time do we have?
I got 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. Of course, there's some more wine pairings in Zinfandel, Charbono, Zinfandel, Syrah. Great for barbecue wines. We were talking about that Mellowwood Syrah. That's going to be served with that quail. Unbelievable. But Zins especially, and Charbono especially with barbecues. Just incredible there. Syrahs with some spicy dishes as well, with like not hot, but like with cumin and harissa and so forth. Syrahs go great with that. Moscato d'Asti. You have a nice little sorbet with fresh fruit. Do a Moscato d'Asti with that, just to top the evening. Perfect top off to a perfect evening. Pinot Gris. Pinot Gris. That goes good. We were talking about Chardonnay with fatty fish and rich dishes. Pinot Gris, Fiano di Avellino with Greco di Tufa, with lighter fish dishes. Always fun to go with. But I wanted to say something special for last, because I've always really never been a big fan of Greek wines. And lately, I've been, especially this one particular varietal, it's called a Civico. It has been just amazing. And the wine exchange, just I'm going through all my emails, the wine exchange had in the Civico, it's called Singadose. It's scored 92 points, and it's only $15.98.
Oh, you're kidding!
And just said grapes are weird. They make this one wine. They put pine on it, and it is the most god horrible wine I ever tasted. Calvasina, and they do weird stuff. But I tell you, this with the Civico grape. They don't put any weird stuff with it, like pine and stuff. It is delicious. It is delicious. And for $15 a bottle, something different. We talk about doing great dishes. Do it on a Civico. And if you never had Greek wine, broaden your horizon. Try some Greek wines. They're delicious. Stay away from the Racina.
All right. Listen, we got to leave it with that. You know what, John, I am looking so forward to this weekend. I can't begin to tell you. I'll give you a call in a couple of days so we can kind of coordinate everything. And but Marnie and I are all set and ready to go. And you know, just really looking forward to this.
Oh, I can't wait to. Yeah, we'll get together. We'll figure out what time. I'll stop by, pick you up, and we'll head out the days.
Sounds fantastic. In the meantime, have a great week. Stay safe, stay happy, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great.
All right, buddy. Now, the rest of you folks, stick around, because when we come back, we're going to be talking about the birthdays for the day, the secret daily teaching for your life, the Harvard business tip of the day, and interesting but useless facts. And then we'll follow that up with our tribute to the late, great Paul Harvey and the rest of the story. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. You know, nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, you know Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the Street at the intersection of business and politics. We're at 4:42 p.m. Pacific time. It's still 90 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. Well, that's down from 91, not much, right? On its way to 59 degrees. But you know what? If you're listening to us on our globally syndicated network and you're in Madrid, Spain, well, it's 64 degrees and it's clear. And if you're in Tokyo, Japan, listening to us, get this one. It's 86 degrees and partly cloudy. But right now, I want to talk to you about the Harvard business tip of the day. And the management tip today is 3 tips for getting the most out of an internship. You know, an internship is a great way to gain experience, build your resume, and even land a full-time job. But a short stint in a company may not be enough time to learn what you need to know, impress those you work for, and secure a job. Recommendation or a full-time offer, here are ways to kind of stand out. Be relentlessly punctual. Show up on time or early in the morning. Arrive for meetings before they begin, and complete assignments by their deadlines. Then complete each task with excellence. Pursue any assignment, even if it's mundane, with drive and determination. If you're asked to make coffee, make the best coffee your colleagues have ever had. If you're asked to make an Excel model, invest your time and effort in assuring it's right, aesthetically appealing, and thorough. And then finally, ask questions. Good ones. Anytime you're meeting with a peer or superior, think of thoughtful questions that you can ask that show you're prepared for the meeting and that you respect their time. This is exactly how you get the most out of an internship. And then they'll take you under their wing and mentor you. That's exactly what you want to have happen. Well, you know what? It's time for that secret daily teaching for your life. And today's teaching is really a simple one, but it's all about a positive mental attitude. That just means that you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror and say, man, am I going to have a terrific, productive, profitable day today. It's going to be a great day. You actually decide whether you're going to be rich, poor, whether you're going to be a success or a failure, whether you're going to have your friends be happy with you at the same time. You decide all those things. It's all about a positive mental attitude. It's nothing else. You control you. You know what the teaching for today is? All things are possible when you believe. Well, all I'm saying is you need to believe in yourself. Yeah, that's a fact. Well, you know what today is. Sure, everybody knows what today is. Today is Monday. It's October the 10th, and it is somebody's birthday. And we've got some terrific birthdays for today, so we might as well just get right to them, huh? You know what? The first one here is a fella born in 1917, passed away in 1982, a jazz pianist, composer who had a unique improvisational style and made numerous contributions to the standard jazz repertoire. He is one of only 5 jazz musicians to be featured on the cover of Time magazine. Happy birthday, Thelonious Monk. Yeah. Here's a fellow that all you sports fans are going to know. Was born in 1969. Football quarterback and the only player to win the MVP 3 consecutive times. Happy birthday, Brett Favre. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you ever wonder what happened today in history? Well, you don't have to wonder anymore, because I'm going to tell you. On October the 10th, 1969, King Crimson releases their debut album In the Court of the Crimson King, considered by many to be the first progressive rock album. And then, on this date in 1971, sold, dismantled, and moved to the United States. Can you guess? The London Bridge reopens in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And then finally, in 1973, Vice President of the United States, Spiro Agnew, resigns after being charged with federal income tax evasion. Yeah, as Vice President. Can you believe it? Well, let's talk about our quote for today. Our quote for today comes from Alice Roosevelt Longworth. And she says, I have a simple philosophy. Fill what's empty what's full, scratch where it itches. Well, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Sure it does. Well, it's time for those interesting but useless facts. We got a number of them for you, and we got a little bit of time to do them. So let's get right to it, don't you think? Among items left behind at Osama bin Laden's headquarters in Afghanistan were 27 issues of Mad magazine. Al-Qaeda members have admitted that bin Laden is reportedly an avid reader. Well, I shouldn't say is. I should say was. And did you know that your liver has over 500 functions? Well, we might have to ask Sean LaFave about that. I didn't know that. It's got to do a lot of things. Here's one for you. Dogs can smell about 1,000 times better than humans. While humans have 5 million smell detecting cells, dogs have more than 220 million. The part of the brain that interprets smell is also 4 times larger in dogs than in humans. Interesting. I guess that's why they can train them to smell so many different things, huh? Did you know that for every 230 cars that are made, 1 will be stolen? That's kind of interesting. I actually would have thought it would be more. How about this? Although hippos might look like little chubby, they can easily outrun a human. Yeah. Little chubby, little fast and chubby. Did you know that the carob trees do not produce fruit until they're at least 70 years old? Yeah, 70. Okay, man. How about this? More than 1 million stray dogs and over 500,000 stray cats live in New York City metropolitan area. Can you imagine that? Well, you know what? Let me give you one more here. Did you know that hippopotamuses are born underwater? That, my friends, is a fact. And with that, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, I'm going to do our tribute to the late, great Paul Harvey and the rest of the story. And today's story is The Producer. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back after these brief messages. Whatever you do, don't go away. You don't want to miss this.
Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful in visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make The Interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay a great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. And you know what? At 4:53 p.m. Pacific time, it's still 90 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. But if you're listening to us on one of our globally syndicated networks and you're in Sydney, Australia, well, you know what? It's 61 degrees and it is clear. If you're in Auckland, New Zealand, it's 68 and mostly cloudy. And if you're in Hong Kong, well, it's 73 degrees with scattered clouds. Excuse me. But right now, it is time for our tribute to the late, great Paul Harvey in the rest of the story. Yes, sir. You know what? This is just a great guy. Paul Harvey is the biggest and best voice in America, revealing the startling heartbeats behind the headlines. Paul is one of America's favorite radio and television commentators. He was heard on over 775 ABC radio stations and over 400 foreign stations. He was seen on 110 television stations, read in 300 newspapers, and recipient of numerous awards and honors, including 9 honorary degrees. Paul was on the Gallup poll list of America's most admired men. And today's story for Paul is the producer. You know, the reason for the success of many rock groups is no secret. For a while, their profligate polyphony in live performance is frequently drowned out by the cheering audience. It is their recordings that promote the concerts. So the studio recording producer is the unsung superstar. It is he who must make sonic sense of an otherwise mess. It is he who must restore music or a music order, and in some cases, he who must derive consistency from nothing. Now, one brisk early morning, T.A. sat gamely in his New York recording studio waiting for a piano player to show up. As a record producer, T.A. was the top. A test recording in his studio with his engineers could make the best of even a poor performer. A contract with T.A.'s company might even mean overnight success. Now, where was the piano player? Presently, the studio door opened. A prominent nose with a lean, dour face attached to it peeked inside. "Aha!" cried T.A. The slender musician timidly entered the studio, remained silent, fixing his gaze on the piano at the center of the room. Rapidly, it became obvious that the musician was a foreigner, not only to the United States, but to recording studios. The hesitation with which the piano player expressed himself in English was of no concern to producer T.A. It was music that T.A. was waiting for, and shortly the audition began. 20 bars into the session, T.A. threw up his hands. "Who told you that you're a piano player?" The engineers cringed, quietly shut down the equipment as T.A. continued. "You're a pounder. That's what you are, a pounder." No one said a word, least of all the slender, sad-looking musician who meekly rose from the bench, donned his overcoat and hat, and left. Even for a proud musician of otherwise shunning confidence, this harsh criticism from producer T.A. had to hurt. The T.A. was the best. His immaculate sense of balance, his taste, his discrimination were legendary. The records he produced were surefire winners, and apparently this lean, modest musician from across the ocean had failed. I should mention that T.A. and the piano player did eventually get together, although the producer never quite got used to the pounding. Notes in T.A.'s log repeatedly recounted, "Something is the matter with this record, and this time unattractive." But the piano player succeeded nevertheless. His record sold, and we listen today with great awe to hear the music that bewildered the famous recording producer, the music of the incomparable Russian giant Sergei Rachmaninoff. And T.A., the recording producer, who never quite understood the cranky old gentleman who was tops in his field, was practically the only man in his field, Thomas Alva Edison. Although Edison's musical judgment was reverently trusted, though his comprehension of balance was considered impeccable, the great Rachmaninoff need not have taken the relentless criticism to heart, because Thomas Edison was a man more scientist than musician, a recording producer who was almost completely, get this, deaf. And now you know the rest of the story. Well, on tomorrow's show, we'll have Sean LaFave here. Sean and I will be talking about healthcare on the Geared for Wellness Corner. And then I'm going to continue our tribute to the late, great Paul Harvey and the rest of the story. Tomorrow's story is entitled James, and you're not going to want to miss it. Hopefully I can do a better job with it. I don't know why I got tongue-tied today. Anyway, we're hoping that you'll tell all your friends about our show here on the RLC.
That's our show for today. Beginning today, treat everyone you meet as if they were going to be dead by midnight. Extend them all the care, kindness, and understanding that you can muster. Your life will never be the same again. So many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then they seem improbable, and then when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. You know, the real secret of happiness is to make others believe that they're the cause of it. Robert Cardoza Live is brought to you by blogtalkradio.com every Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Now, go out and make it a great day. Your host has been Robert Cardoza, the technical advisor, Matchstick Digital, and your executive producer, also Robert Cardoza.